He comes on here a lot, so our thing just cleared out. But thanks for letting us know. He said Facebook is a little glitchy, and we did lose it. Hopefully we're back, I think. So shout out to Brian watching. Hey, Kyle Robertson's watching. He just checked in here. So Lisa Newell, thanks, Lisa, watching from Arizona.
Oh, yeah, that's Leisha.
Oh, Leisha, I'm sorry. Marine Draft Justin Johnson was in here. I don't know if he's on here anymore, but so I don't know. I'm not sure where we lost out, but we were talking about alligator hunting and the tags and stuff like
minimum
that.
size. I need to double check. And for anybody that's going to hunt.
So if you're guessing this might be 6 foot, you better know before you go.
You better know. I was just telling Captain Keith that I try not to hunt anything that's smaller than 8 feet anyway.
Right.
I just try to get animals that have lived, a relatively longer life.
Right.
I don't really like to take younger animals if I can avoid it. So the biggest gator that we got was 3 years ago, I think it was. But this when I was up in Jacksonville. We ended up hunting 4 weekends in a row, and we were on the case of a big gator. We knew about it. We knew where it was, and we got it like first light. We saw this thing, and it ended up being about 12 feet.
Wow.
Yeah, it was actually the biggest gator of the entire season up in Jacksonville. We got the biggest one. Damn. And I know there was a bigger one there, so it was kind of sad that we didn't get that one. But
all right, so alligator meat, what do you do with it? The hide, what do you do with it? All that stuff. So
yeah, so you can do it yourself. Don't really recommend that.
Right.
If you don't have an air compressor,
take it to a processor.
Yeah, if you don't have an air compressor, I wouldn't even recommend trying to go down that path because it is a big process to break down an alligator. So I would recommend taking it to a processor, just like Captain Keith mentioned. They will actually clean the gator, separate the hide, and they will break the meat down off of it. The tail is the best. It's where you can get most of your meat. You can get it from the thighs as well. I believe you can get some from the belly. And then, of course, you can decide what you want to do with the gator head. Some people do a European mount. Some people keep it. I think European is bleached, I think. So however you want to taxidermy it, basically, and it's the most hands-off, easy way to break down an alligator. So
I'm not sure if we're still. Yep, I guess maybe we are. Little glitchy here. So yep, we're still rolling.
Cool.
So what's the favorite boat you've owned?
Well, my first boat that I owned was this little plastic canoe. It had 2 seats, and it had a 54-pound Minn Kota that only went in reverse. It was terrible. And I took that thing out, and I unplugged it, and I turned it around so reverse was forward. Right. I learned a lot on that boat.
Okay.
Certainly not my favorite, but definitely probably one of the most influential. I actually ended up with probably my favorite boat that I have right now. It's my second beaver tail skiff. My first one was great. I had it for 6 years. It did everything I wanted. In my second one, I changed a couple of things out for comfort for my clients. And then I ended up going from a 60 horsepower to the max horsepower of a 90 show, Yamaha 90 show.
So you're a professional salesperson here at MarineMax Clearwater, but like I said, she does have her captain's license. She is a guide. Are you still doing that?
So I run
your
trips.
Days off?
Yeah, I run trips. I actually was out of a vehicle for the last 5 months, so It was pretty. We won't go down that road, but I didn't have my tow vehicle for the last 5 or 6 months, so it's been a while since I've been able to actually run any trips. But now that I'm getting back in the swing of things, I'd like to get back into it, doing it a little bit more on my days off. Before I do that, I'm going to spend some time on the water for myself, but also to kind of get an idea of what's going on with the fishing. So yeah, it's something that I did for many, many years. I just actually renewed my captain's license. I'm in year 7 of my captain's license, and I did run some trips down in the Keys when I lived there, and then here in Tampa Bay.
So Tampa Bay and Pinellas County and all around here, what are you hearing on the red tide right now as far as?
Yeah, it's not good, that's for sure. There's been quite a serious fish kill, and Elsa pushed a lot of the fish kill that's been going on offshore pushed a lot of those fish in.
Yeah, I think
east,
everybody
so-
was kind of looking forward to
Yeah.
thinking maybe Elsa would just break it all
Blow
up
it all
and
out.
disappear, but it
No.
kind of pushed it.
It pushed it in, and really, I think what it did is it pushed a lot of the fish kill that we wouldn't necessarily see. It pushed it in, and now we get to really see the gravity of the situation. There's nearly every species has been affected by it. There's, I can't say for certain that the mammal deaths, the dolphins that are dying and the manatees that are dying are connected. It'd be kind of hard to argue that they're not.
Right.
But it's pretty bad in the Bay, and it's bad over in Pinellas, and it's not good. It's not good at all from what I can see and what I've heard from my fellow guides and captains on the water. It's you can get pockets of it where it's it's not so bad, but in certain areas it's definitely not good.
Yeah. So like a lot of these Nautic Stars we're selling, it's got a different feature in the live well. So where you're picking up the raw water, but you can actually shut that off. So maybe you are running through a patch of, you got some really bad water and you don't want to kill your bait. If you notice it quick enough, you can shut that valve off, keep the water contained that's already in there that's still good and clean. And then it's got an aerator system in it. So you're keeping the water aerated till you can run through that spot. So, a few years ago, kingfishing, we had issues like that. You had to get out past it. So we'd load up with bait and then take off and run. And when you were hitting that area, where you just shut her down, keep it aerated, roll through and get back out into the clean water.
Yeah, we experienced that during King of the Beach. What year was that? It was
like 3 or 4 years ago.
Yeah, it was 3 or 4 years ago. We had a bunch of mullet, and literally every single one of them died.
Yep.
It was pretty wild. So
you get them in a enclosed, container, not a lot of oxygen. And
to your point, you're running through pockets of it. It's not bad everywhere. There's definitely, you can get away from it. There are still, I see my captain friends still catching plenty of fish. Even just the other day, one of my friends posted, I lost count of the number of snook he caught, but it's just knowing where it's bad and where it's not. So
right. So if you got a boat, just get out there and go and kind of just drive around and look for some clean water. I know we got scallop seasons in full swing right now. Let's see, what is it? Pasco County opens up, I think, the 16th.
Yeah, we're running a day away for the scalloping.
MarineMax Clearwater's got a day away going that way. A little raft up, go scalloping and stuff like that. And on that point too, just be cognizant of the divers down flags, the divers in the water. We got to have mini season coming up in the Keys, lobster season. A lot of people in the water. So if you're offshore, you've got to be idle speed. If you're within 300 feet of a diver down flag. If you're inshore, it's even smaller, it's narrower. Somebody's maybe diving around a bridge or something like that. It's 100 foot. So, and just keep your eyes open, because people will, once you get in the water, you get that little tunnel vision, and they'll take off, and they're not even paying attention to where their boat is, where their diver down flag is.
Right.
So just be really, really, really careful out there and just take your time. You'll see the areas. There's just boats, a big massive pack of boats there.
If you don't know where you're going scalloping, just drive until you see the
flock
of
people. Look for all the stuff. So
that's how I did it my first year.
So Colin on skis, thanks for joining us. Says hi there.
just gonna have to do another episode together.
Oh, I think we're.
It's red.
Still says it's. We might be live.
We might be.
Here, let me check.
Let's roll with it.
Let me check YouTube real quick, see if we're live.
So, guys, if we are live, we take the camera and stick it over that way. You're gonna see it's like a freaking storm. Yep, video's live now. It says.
Yeah.
But yeah, we got some severe thunderstorms rolling through here right now, so can't even see out there.
Yeah, it says we're live. We have low internet, but we're back.
All right, so we're back. We're gonna roll with it. The light's red. You got Kelly Berry's voice back there in the background, the man behind the scenes. So
thanks, Brandon Jones, for letting us know.
You're live. Thanks. All right. Yeah.
Florida afternoons.
All right. So while we were talking here, I just found something out. I'm sitting here next to a 6-time world record holder.
5 now. One's retired.
Oh.
Yep.
What were they? What fishing?
Fishing.
Right?
Yes. I'm like,
I
yeah,
didn't know
surprise. So I actually filmed a couple of TV shows. One of them being Fin Chasers, which it used to be on Destination America. I believe it's on Discovery now. Cool. And the whole premise of the show is world records and winning tournaments. And so my episode was world records. It was trout, spotted bass up in North Carolina. So I did a few rainbow trout world records on fly. And then I did a couple of spotted bass records on spin. And then I personally came back and did a largemouth bass world record. So I have really, really cool. I cried on that one because it was a huge fish on 12-pound tippet. So just to kind of give you an idea of world records, there's women's and there's men's, and then there's an all tackle. So it doesn't matter who caught it. It's just the biggest fish on any tackle.
Okay.
And then within each of those women's and men's, there's line classes, and there's fly and there's spin. So there's categories. So within fly, it's 2, 4, 6, 8, 12, 16, and 20-pound tippets. So I have the 12-pound tippet, and it was a almost 11-pound bass.
Wow.
On top water.
Oh, neat.
It was so cool. And I was actually out, this was on the east coast of Florida in Daytona. I was there to film a commercial for boat boards, paddle boards. And so we had like this whole film crew, and the weather was really, really bad. So we didn't have a chance to go paddle boarding. So we were like, let's go try to get a world record. And we did. And
you did.
And we had the whole film crew. So the whole thing's on camera, and we have like awesome photos. It was with a couple of my friends, and
that's crazy.
It was wild, and it's still standing. It's actually I think the second biggest bass on the women's junior, and there's junior records too for all the little ones that are getting into fishing. There's junior records that you can pursue for yourself. But yeah, I think it's like one of the biggest bass on the women's side that's been caught. So
very
it's pretty wild.
So MarineMax just put a little notice up on there to learn more about Alissa's. Follow her at facebook.com/Tampa Fly Girl. You can come over here to the Clearwater store, stop in, say hi. So she's got the fishing part of it, but now she's got her sales hat on, and as a advocate for you looking for your boat. I mean, so she can find that perfect boat for you. Whether you want to fish, whether you just want to go out family boating, you want to crossover, you want, one to do a little bit of both. I mean, so, and all the resources in the world here, right? The Clearwater store and all the MarineMax stores, around the country. Mm-hmm. So next week, we're going to have Captain Nick will be back with us, I think. And look at my notes here. We're going to have Jeff Rolfing is going to be on here with us. He runs a Facebook group called Everything Boston Whaler. So Anthony Armeo has been on here several different times, and he totally restored an older whaler. And so anything you guys want to know about whalers, Everything Boston Whaler, restoring them and just talking about them. So that's that Facebook group right there. I didn't even know about it. I just logged in. I just asked to join. So we'll see what I can get on there. So, well, Interesting day.
Yeah.
Couple little glitches on and
Thanks
off
for
here.
hanging with us. And thanks,
So,
Nick.
Nick, hey guys.
Give me a
Nick,
shout out. I
Nick's-
appreciate it, buddy.
Nick's hanging back in the shadows on his vacation, jumped in here.
Oh, the Forerunner.
So, oh, okay. So,
Sure. I can tell you about the Forerunner. So, it's a 2017 SR5. It's the most base model that you can get because I know I was going to rip everything off of it and upgrade it.
this is our personal vehicle.
This is my personal vehicle. So it's a come on by. It's in the parking lot. It's getting poured on right now. It's got extended travel, long travel suspension. So lots of articulation. So I can go crawl around on stuff and not get stuck. It's 4x4. It's got a tent on top. It's got solar power, so I can run a mobile office if I want to. I've got a Wi-Fi booster. It's got a fridge in it. It's got snorkel on it. Take it swimming if I want to now.
Come in handy right
It's
now.
going to come in handy right now with this downpour. It's got, what else has it got? It's got traction boards. If I do ever get stuck, it does happen. It's got upgraded tires, all kinds of stuff. It's got a table in the back. It's got a hot water shower, which is super important.
Like I said, she's not afraid of getting it muddy. So,
yeah.
First time I met her.
Yeah. Oh, good question. Any special recommendation for occasional fishing from a deck boat? I would, if I were you, invest in a bubbler. I would get, if it was me personally, I would get a small insulated cooler. If you're going to fish with any kind of live bait, the best thing for you is probably going to be shrimp, any kind of crustacean. They tend to do better without any kind of recirculating flow like a live well would on a fishing boat. Get a little 10-gallon, 5-gallon insulated cooler and then put a bubbler in it, battery-operated bubbler. And then that's going to be the easiest way for you to fish with live bait. And then with artificial, it's just like fishing on any other boat.
Yep.
Just I don't know if you want to put a trolling motor on a Sea Ray, you totally can if it'll mount on there, but that would be a really good way to fish from the bow and kind of see where you're going. And if you have a bimini, I'd put your bimini down so you don't hook it with your rod.
Yep.
So.
I've seen power poles too on different boats and stuff like that too. So, you're getting that shallow water, you're not getting the anchor out and the chain and all that stuff. So you can kind of stealth mode, right? Just, pop that thing down.
Yeah, you don't need a technical fishing boat to be successful fishing. You can absolutely fish from a Sea Ray.
Yeah, I mean, even at the 250 SDX, right, or the SDX he's got there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And we talked about getting out and waiting.
Yeah.
You go up to the clam bar, pull up to a sandbar or whatever, and you get out and low profile, and you may do better anyway than pushing a boat around.
Yeah, you've got way more storage on the Sea Ray than I do in my fishing boat. I wish I had all that storage.
That's for sure.
So.
All right.
Absolutely.
You're welcome, Lewis. So Lewis Steed, he comes in here and checks in here with us quite a bit. So good to see you guys. So, well, we've had some technical difficulties. We made it through.
We did.
And it's going to be a wet ride home.
I'm here till 6. Hopefully it'll blow away.
Yeah, it'll go away. So, well, Alissa, thank you.
Thank you.
Captain Alissa.
Thank you.
So as always, just thank you guys for watching us. You can catch us on all the blog posts or wherever you get your information, and rewatch this or listen to it in your car on the way home. So, well, till next week, Captain Nick will be back. I'm Captain Keith, and we'll